speaking with Amy Pascal. What do you think about classic films? I mean, I
I think
love
that
classic films.
classic stories can be remade because they're always relevant. And I think that it was really Greta Gerwig's take on the material that made it something that seemed urgent and essential because she said it was a movie about women and independence and money, and that women have always been traditionally poor, and that's why there are so few women artists. The magnificent actors. The
What
magnificent
will people
actors.
remember
There's
about the
nothing like
cast?
them. Greta was able to assemble an incredible cast. I think it's really exciting. It is a master class. It felt like that every day making the film. To make a story that was about Little Women and that was about Louisa May Alcott, and to capture the meta quality that was already in the book, because Joan was writing a story about her family, and then Greta was able to capture that as a film, and I think that's really exciting.
In a lot of ways,
Greta,
I
I
think it
really
allowed me to
admire your
become who
work.
I am. I think it made me know it was okay to be who I am, and they also were the girls that I modeled myself on. And when I read it again when I was an adult, I was just shocked by how modern it was and how pressing it was, and I instantly felt like I had to make a film. And then that was about 5 years ago, and then I forced myself into the rooms of Sony, and I told them I wanted to write and direct it, and they first just let me write it, and then eventually after I directed Lady Bird, they allowed me to direct this. And so it's been, in some ways it's been a journey of about 5 years, and in other ways it's been a journey of about 30 years. And I can't imagine a more personal project for me. As soon as I knew Joe, who was Saoirse, who told me she wanted to be Joe, and she also told me she was just going to play Joe, then I knew it was Timothy, because I loved them on screen together, and I knew that there was honestly no other. It was Timothy. I knew he was exactly the thing, and he was. I was right, and I love
This
the
is a
two of them
phenomenal
together. I love
story,
watching them
really.
act, and I think one of the amazing things about cinema is as much each project is its own world, but also I'm a fan of the tradition of movies, and one thing in movies is great cinematic pairings, and whether it's Lauren Bacall and Humphrey Bogart, or Jenna Rollins and John Cassavetes, or
I totally agree with you
or
on that.
Fred and Ginger, or
Brad and Angelina.
Brad and Angelina. These again and again. These that Meg Ryan and Tom Hanks. There's something like that felt traditional about that to me. Like, let's put these two great actors together again.
What will the viewers
It feels relevant. It
remember
feels
about this
important by
film?
way of the stuff that would have been important in the book that in the 1800s that line up today, and that's these classic themes of female empowerment, or rather the nonsensical societal obstacles by way of gender, simply of gender, that keep women back. What I think Greta has especially brought to this version is this theme of artistic
I
empowerment.
agree with you on
With
that one.
Joe's role as an artist could be substituted for anything. That could be a
Thank
scientist,
you
could be
for the
anything. This
interview.
happens to be art in this movie.